Hi guys, I'm Yelena and this is my channel Soul Sessions. Once again, I'm a student of astrology, intuitive soul coach, and a brand new yoga teacher. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a horoscope of the upcoming astrological energies for March 5th through the 10th of 2019. Now this is a huge week in astrology and I'm really excited about it. With the start of the new year, according to ancient astrology, fast approaching us. We also have a new moon and Mercury retrograde in the sign of Pisces. We got a lot going on in the sign of Pisces. And Uranus moving into Taurus, which is the highlight of the week, if not the year. And if you don't know anything about astrology or what any of this stuff means, just keep watching because I'm going to break it down for all of you. During this horoscope, I'm going to be touching on how it'll affect us personally, but I'm also going to be paying extra close attention to how it's going to affect us worldwide. So stay tuned. So first off, I'll start by saying happy almost astrological new year. So happy new year. According to ancient astrology, the new year starts the first day of spring, which is March 20th. So with the new moon approaching on March 6th, which is tomorrow, according to when I film this video, this is an excellent time to set new goals and intentions for what you want to bring about this upcoming year. So you need to do some deep diving. What do you want to create this year in your life? What do you want to accomplish? It's a big question. I mean, this is your life. We're limited in time. We have the whole year ahead of us, okay? And it's already going by so fast, so don't waste it. This is your reminder right now. You need to start putting things in place so that we do have something tangible to work towards. Or maybe these are inner developments and transformations that we want to occur. Maybe we want to increase our emotional intelligence or the way we behave in relationships with other people. Whatever it is, the time is ripe right now. And I'm sure you've heard that your thoughts are extremely powerful and that they can actually turn into your reality. So I want you to take some extra time and use this time right now to make sure that you're only thinking about what you want in your life. Get rid of the negativity, get rid of the negative people, get rid of the negative thoughts and the environments that you're in, and make sure that you have a good intention behind what you want. Okay? So not just I want this because I'm going to have more money. It's got to have something a little bit better behind it. Okay? So let's make a dream board, write your goals down on paper, announce them on Facebook. I don't care how you do it. Just get your ideas and your goals out there into the ethers so that you have something that you're working towards and that people in your circle are holding you accountable for achieving. Okay, so let's get into this week's craziness. Now, Mercury has officially went retrograde in the sign of Pisces on March 5th. Now, as you can see here, we're circling Mercury. It was about to cross over into Aries, into the next portion of the chart. But now it's not. It's going to shift back over to the grounds that we just lived through, okay? We just covered these grounds. And then it'll stop again, and then it'll move through it all over again, making 3 complete passes through this area of life. So obviously Mercury is trying to show us something here in our personal lives. This is going to be a doozy of a Mercury retrograde. I'm just going to say it right now. I don't usually say this. I mean, I'm usually pretty optimistic when it comes to retrogrades, but I can already feel it. It's interesting. It's weird. I'm not going to say anything negative, but I truly believe that with all the other crazy alignments taking place this week, they're all kind of just having a mixture of effects on each other and how things are going to go down for us. And from the minute I woke up this morning, I honestly could feel its effects. There were minute I woke up, there was a problem with communication with someone, which I rarely have, and I'm not even going to go into it. But then, not even an hour after that, I got a call from the property management company that I rent my house from, saying that the owner is selling my house and I have to move in less than 2 months. So I'd be lying if I didn't think that Uranus moving into Taurus tomorrow had something to do with these unexpected changes, right? And being that Uranus is the planet of sudden and unexpected change, but we'll get into that a little bit later. I'd love to hear some of your stories too as to how Mercury retrogrades popped into your life today or this week or whenever. So go ahead and leave me a comment below if you don't mind sharing with me. So yeah, we got a lot of conflicting energies right now with a stellium of all these planets in Pisces. Now, a stellium is when 3 or more planets are in one sign at the same time. And that's currently occurring, like I said, in Pisces. And it's intensifying this energy tenfold. So right now we've got this new moon in Pisces saying, let's use our imagination and create images in our mind of what we want to manifest in our future. Let's just float off and think about it. And we're not really that grounded, and we're not really maybe taking the necessary steps that we need to make these things happen. It's more of just like up in the ethers. So we've got all these big ideas in our heads about our dreams and our goals and exactly how we want things and how we think things are going to pan out for us. But right in between Mercury here and this new moon, we've got Neptune in conjunction with the sun. And Neptune is the planet of illusion. And although we can make it into disillusionment, it's illusion. And we're beginning to have big hopes and dreams for what we're going to do. But how are we going to get there? We aren't putting this into details, maybe up in our minds, but not physically. And however, like I said, Neptune brings illusion. So we might not be seeing the big picture correctly, or something could be leading us astray. Everything right now seems really, really foggy. That's all there is to it. And we're being urged to go over what we want, what we've done so far to get there. And with Mercury in retrograde, there's a major emphasis on all of the words, wanting us to revisit, review, rehash, reiterate, reunite, relive things from the past so that we can see things that we might have missed, make the necessary changes in our lives before we embark upon the journey that lies ahead of us. And that's what this whole back and forth thing is that Mercury's doing. So we're in a situation where we know that big changes are on the horizon. I mean, I can feel it. I'm sure I'm not the only person. We feel this sense of endings and beginnings, especially with winter ending and spring beginning. But we have absolutely no clue where we're really headed. Or we might think that we do. But if that's so, then we're really in for a big surprise, because March 6th, which is tomorrow, Uranus leaves the sign of Aries, where it's been for the past 7 or so years, making huge changes in our lives in regards to how we express our individuality out in the world. And it's shifting into the sign of Taurus, the grounded, stable, practical sign of Taurus that doesn't like change, where it's going to be making its impact over the next 7 years. And it's really going to affect signs in certain areas of their life, all the signs, but making the largest impact on the fixed signs, which are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So hold on to your seats. Now, Uranus is the most unpredictable planet. So with that said, who knows what this means exactly? And if any astrologer can really say to you, I make the true predictions, run the other way. But what I do know is that Uranus, it relieves pent up pressure in our lives and in society where it's needed the most. And it has the ability to completely shake things up from the core. It's also known to bring crazy weather patterns and shocking world events. It's going to bring changes to areas of our lives that we didn't know we needed them, freeing us up to soar higher than we thought was even possible. And it's going to release us from the shackles that we didn't even know were restricting us in the first place. It's a whole lot of shock factor going on that's about to go on over the next 7 years. Now I'm going to spend just a little bit more time here on Uranus. because it is the biggest thing that's happening this week, let alone one of the biggest things that's happening this year, okay? So when Uranus moves out of a sign and into a new astrological sign, it tends to make the biggest and loudest impact at those times. I'm not saying it's going to be exactly on that date, but it's proven to us in the past that it has happened. It doesn't leave or enter a sign quietly. Now, let me give you an example. So on March 11th of 2011, when Uranus left the sign of Pisces and moved into Aries, Japan was tragically struck by an earthquake, a tsunami, and nuclear reactors were threatening to explode. Crazy. Is it crazy? Is it coincidental or is it not? And the year prior, in 2010, right before Uranus was going to move out of Pisces, we all witnessed a shocking explosion of fire over the water where the tragic BP oil spill occurred. And it brings information to us to the forefront that may have been hidden from us before. Problems that we didn't even know were really occurring or that we even had. It's the Great Awakener. Think of it as a giant planetary wake-up call. With these occurrences it presents to us, it awakened us to the devastation that's been going on around us, helping us to realize that changes must be made. Uranus is definitely an eye-opener, but there's always a deeper meaning behind it. It isn't just some awful, malefic planet. It's not a bad planet. It actually causes change that are better for us in the long run. Change that will lead to innovation, leading to us bettering the world. It'll bring these dramatic and sometimes devastating events, but Uranus is also the planet of revolution, life-changing scientific innovations, and worldwide reform. I just saw something online about Will Smith's son, Jaden Smith, how he invented some type of mobile lead filtration system to help provide Flint, Michigan with clean drinking water. So here we have a crisis, and now we have somebody that invented something helping to figure out a problem like this. Now, these are the types of innovations that we're talking about here. The ones that create the change that we need after some type of major disaster. Now, in order to make the world a better place, though, right? Uranus is the planet to provide people with these brilliant downloads and flashes of genius, where they almost just seem to download life-changing ideas into their minds and innovate something that just changes the world forever. And you're like, where the hell did you get that idea? You know? Uranus brings these things to people. Now, this can even be the case in your personal life on a smaller scale, where you just feel tapped on, tuned in, and connected to the universe. Everything just sort of falls into place. You get these flashes of things exactly when you need them. But this is a month when we do want to be a little bit more skeptical of any promises we might get about how to make America great again, or whatever it might be. Because with Neptune's involvement in all of this, there may be some things that are hidden below the surface that we have yet to see, which could very well be possible after this Mercury retrograde period, which ends on March 28th. During this period of confusion and uncertainty, I am urging you to operate with a bit more caution than usual. And in our future horoscopes, we can discuss how these energies are beginning to unfold, which is going to be the fun part of this whole 7-year transit. This isn't the last time we're going to be talking about this Uranus and Taurus transition. We're going to see how this unfolds over the next 7 years in our personal lives and in the worldwide events that occur. Now, just a few more things on Uranus and Taurus here. Uranus moved into Taurus last year, okay, for a brief period between May and November. And then it retrograded back into Aries. Yes, Uranus retrogrades too. And during this time period, we got a little taste of what we might expect with this shift that begins tomorrow. Now, last May, this is when the volcano erupted in Hawaii that lasted for several weeks. And also, I'm definitely no scientist, but there's a withering away going on of the electromagnetic field that surrounds the Earth, which is said to be bringing in a lot more cosmic and galactic energies. And it's causing what's being called the Great Spiritual Awakening. And so many people are awakening spiritually. It's an expansion of the consciousness of humanity And if you haven't experienced it yet, you will. So don't think I'm crazy. Now, with that being said, Uranus also rules magnetism, and it tends to speed everything up that it touches. And we already discussed how this planet's called the Great Awakener, okay? So these things just seem a little bit too coincidental to not have some validity. You can use your own mind to decipher, but I mean, seriously. Taurus also rules food, so I believe that during this time period, there's going to be a massive awakening in society regarding the foods that we're eating, about the corruption and animal agriculture and the mistreatment of animals and the terrible things they're pumped full of, including antibiotics and whatever the hell else that's being transferred to our bodies when we're eating it. This also includes the increase in genetically modified GMO foods, as well as chemicals and pesticides and all of the negative effects that it's having on our bodies and the earth. Also, Taurus is connected to money and banking as well. So this is an area where we can most likely expect a huge shakeup. And we can already really feel it and see it happening. It seems as if we're headed into a time where money will be completely digitized, whether we like it or not. You already see the beginning of this with different things like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So hopefully you're beginning to see here how important this new cycle is that we're entering now. And we could keep going on and on about it forever, because Taurus, for instance, is ruled by the sign of Venus. Venus ruling fashion. So we're about to have crazy innovations in fashion. Somebody was discussing mood type clothing that actually changes color based on your mood, so you know what mood the people are that are approaching you. And that sounds a little crazy, far-fetched for me, but Uranus is all about revolution, innovation, crazy, shocking things that we would never expect. I mean, Trump is talking about this new space program where we're going to be going deeper into space to investigate, the universe. So we're really embarking upon a crazy next 7 years where we're probably going to turn around and say, holy hell, look how far we've come. And I'm really hoping that there's a lot more positive innovations than us taking steps backwards. Well, anyways, I think we've covered enough for this week. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned for another astrological update next week. And as always, if you liked this content, please like the video, leave a comment, and please hit the subscribe button below and share it with your friends. Happy new moon and Uranus and Taurus. I will see you soon. Bye.